Welcome to Farm Cottage. Well, Halloween at Farm Cottage. Now, let me show you what I've done. We've got garlands that I've threaded lights through, round mirrors. I managed to find these, which I thought were ideal because I've got witches on, so they're very Halloweeny. And these acorns, sometimes I use them for Christmas and sometimes I use them for Halloween, but they're quite a good thing to display. Now here, we have a Pendle witch. They're very famous in England. They were a group of women who were hung. They were accused of being witches and they were hung. So she's quite pretty. I love her feathery bits. Now I've also used feathers in my decorations because I think they're very autumnal. Oh, here's another Pendle witch down here as well. This I found online. I think it's lovely. It's very scenic. Now here, I made these out of velvet, stuffed with any cushion filling. The stalks I made, I took a real stalk, covered it in latex, made a mould and filled with plaster, then painted gold, glued to the pumpkin. I added jewels because I thought that made them a bit more luscious, and I found that the jewels reflect the colours from the tree, which is really good. And I've got little bell baubles on the tree which tinkle every time we have a ghost walk through. Now here I'm going to pick things up because it's such a dark old house you can't necessarily see very well, but I used black ostrich feathers and pearls to make a display out of this. And I also had, I don't know if you can see, but this is an old Victorian black feather fan. Do you want me to pick it up? Here we go. It's lovely. So I use that as part of my display. Basically, you can use anything that you have around the house that you feel is Halloweeny. Now here, I thought, what do we have at Halloween? We have pumpkins. So I then thought, Cinderella's pumpkin coach. I bought a white one, which is obviously the wrong colour, so I painted it black, put a little display of flowers and feathers and leaves inside with some lights. It's pulled by a number of little white wooden mice with some pumpkins behind. I thought I had a spare one of these, so I thought he looked quite nice on top, made it more scenic. And this is lovely. I don't know if you can see, but it's got roses imprinted. I'm sorry about the tablecloth, but we had a party last night. That's our main party. Now, here, I carried on decorating. It's the only time I have tinsel, because tinsel's a bit bleh, but it looks lovely in orange. This garland, I partly used a Christmas garland, threaded it through with ivy and maple leaves. I picked up the colours with some peachy coloured sunflowers and added some more pumpkins. Yet another Pendle witch. I do have lots of them. I quite like my witches. Down here I've used branches, more maple leaves, thistles, ribbon and lights. And I picked the colours out again with more ivy, candles and pumpkins within. This is just an old copper cauldron I've got. I'll show you outside later on. I've got a proper cauldron outside which is lovely. More garlands upstairs. I've used Christmas berries on the beam with more maple leaves. You can use anything really, as long as it's the right kind of colours, and it's better to use them for Christmas and Easter and autumn because you get more value out of them. Otherwise, and my husband will moan, I have a garage full of props that I use for different festivals. So that's basically inside done. I don't do the sitting room because this takes me such a long time to do. Christmas, when we'll film again, I do everywhere. The kitchen, the conservatory, the dining room and the sitting room. So I'll show you those later.